Interesting dog breed facts about the Australian Silky Terrier. These dogs are native to Australia, so they're called Australian in this country. But their names also come from the word silky. They were bred for hunting foxes and rabbits. These cute puppies can grow up to 14 inches, 35 centimeters, long and weigh almost 18 pounds, 10 kilograms. Their fur is very soft, shiny, and smooth. They have small ears that fold backwards. A Silky Terrier has a flat tail, with a black tip on it. It usually doesn't bark much, but when frightened or excited, it will cry out. When the puppy starts growing, its eyesight becomes better. Silky Terriers don't need a lot of exercise, because they enjoy playing with other people. However, if you take care of your pet properly, he'll be healthy. You can keep him in a house or an apartment. Just make sure to provide enough space to run around. If you decide to buy one, make sure to choose a purebred one. 1. What is an Australian Silky Terrier? This video explains the history of the breed of dog known as the Australian Silky Terrier. This dog was first developed in Australia, but they have been exported all around the world. In the beginning, this type of dog came from a cross between two different breeds of dogs. The first one was the wire-haired dachshund, and the second one was the kangaroo dog. Both of these breeds were used to hunt small animals like rabbits and rodents. Over time, the owners of the dogs started breeding them to make sure that their puppies would be strong and healthy. When they did so, they created the Australian Silky Terrier. They began to use the name Silky Terrier because they thought that the puppy's coat looked similar to the hair on a silk scarf. Today, the Australian Silky Terrier is still being bred in Australia, and it can also be found in other countries around the globe. There are many health benefits of owning an Australian Silky Terrier. For example, this type of dog has a low risk of cancer. It's also good for people who suffer from allergies. 2. How long has the Australian Silky Terrier been around? The history of the Australian Silky Terrier can be traced back to the late 1800s. The breed was created in Australia, but now it is also popular in many other countries. There are several different theories as to why the Australian Silky Terriers were developed. One theory suggests that the dogs originated from a cross between the English Bulldog and the Dandy Dinmont Terrier. Another theory says that the breed came from the Jack Russell Terrier and the American Pit Bull. Another story claims that the dog got its name because it resembles an African gray parrot. Regardless of what the exact origin of the breed is, the Australian Silky Terrier has become one of the most popular breeds in the world. How old is the Australian Silky Terrier? According to the AKC, the first registered Aussie was born on July 24, 1887. This means that the dog is 102 years old today. The oldest living Australian Silky is currently 104 years old. 3. Where is the Australian Silky Terrier from? The Australian Silky Terrier breed comes from Australia. The dogs have been bred to be very friendly, affectionate, intelligent, loyal, courageous, athletic, and agile. They were first developed in the early 1900s. However, it wasn't until recently that they became popular outside of their native country. In fact, these little puppies are so cute that many people want them as pets. If you're looking to get a pet, then make sure that you choose an animal that's appropriate for your home. If you decide to buy one, then you'll need to know how to care for this dog. Here are some tips on how to take good care of your new friend. You should always keep your puppy away from other animals. This will help to prevent your puppy from being bitten by another creature. You can also use a crate when you travel with your puppy. It is important to brush the teeth of your puppy regularly. Make sure that you do this before you feed him or her, and after he or she has had a nap. The best way to train your puppy is to reward it for doing things correctly. When you teach your puppy, then you are giving it the chance to learn. 4. Does the Australian Silky Terrier come in colors? When you're looking at an animal breed, you want to make sure that you know exactly what you're getting into. For example, you don't want to get a dog who is aggressive towards other animals. You also need to consider the size of the dog. If you're thinking about buying an Australian Silky Terrier, then you should be aware of some facts. Here are 4 of them. First of all, you'll have to decide whether or not the dog will stay with its family. If he or she won't, then you might end up having to keep him or her in a kennel. This can cause you to lose money over time. Secondly, you need to find out how old a puppy is. Puppies are usually very energetic, but they grow out of that phase fairly quickly. Thirdly, you should look for the correct weight. A good rule of thumb is to buy an adult male between 15 and 20 pounds. Finally, you need to pay attention to what color your pet will turn out to be. The majority of dogs come in black or tan. However, there are also some breeds that come in different colors. 5. What is the Australian Silky Terrier's personality? If you're looking to buy a puppy, then it's important that you get to know the breed before making your decision. This video explains more about the Australian Silky Terrier. This particular dog was bred for hunting purposes, so he tends to be very aggressive towards other animals. He also likes to bark at strangers. However, this isn't always the case. Some dogs are just naturally friendly and outgoing. A good way to determine whether or not a pet will make a great addition to your family is to visit their shelter and meet them in person. You should look for a young adult who is healthy, energetic, and playful. You'll want to avoid buying a puppy that has been exposed to dangerous diseases. It's also important to keep your new companion safe. Make sure that you have the right equipment when you take him out for walks. The last thing you need to consider is how much time you can spend with this dog every day. If you work long hours, then it might not be possible to walk your dog regularly. You should definitely ask yourself if you would enjoy having a dog around all of the time. 6. What are the Australian Silky Terrier's pros and cons? A Silky Terrier is a breed of dog that originated in Australia. Although they have been around for many years, these dogs were never considered to be very popular. That changed when the owners started breeding them with other breeds. Today, the Silky Terrier is one of the most popular dog breeds in the world. If you're thinking about getting a Silky Terrier, then there are some things you need to know. For example, you should make sure that you're aware of their health problems, and that you take the time to learn how to care for them properly. Here are 6 important facts that you need to keep in mind. 1. The Silky Terrier is a medium-sized, energetic dog. If you want to get the best from your new pet, then it's important that you give him or her plenty of exercise. This means taking walks, playing games, and spending lots of quality time together. 2. As a result of being active, the Silky Terriers can develop hip dysplasia. Therefore, if you decide to get this type of dog, then you might want to consider having the hips checked regularly by a veterinarian. 3. Because they are so friendly and outgoing, Silky Terriers tend to enjoy the company of children. 7. What is the Australian Silky Terrier's average lifespan? When you look at the Australian Silky Terrier, you can tell that this breed was bred to be an all-around dog. The Australian Silky Terrier is very active, but it also enjoys being around children and other animals. This makes it a great family pet. However, due to its short lifespan, it's important to make sure that you get your puppy from a reputable breeder. If you do, then you will have the chance to enjoy a long, healthy relationship with your pup. If you want to learn more about the Australian Silky Terrier, then you should like the video. Also, check out the links in the description to learn how to train your dog. You can also subscribe to learn more about all types of dogs. There are many things that you need to know about the Australian Silky Terrier. You can find out everything about them here. 8. How much do Australian Silky Terriers cost to adopt? If you're interested in adopting a dog, then you should know that the process can be expensive. If you want to save money, you'll need to make sure that you get the right type of dog for your needs. Here are some tips on finding the perfect pet. You can start by looking at shelters and rescue groups. You could also ask around to learn more about the different breeds of dogs. This is a great way to figure out what kind of personality you like in a canine companion. Another option is to visit local breeders. These are the people who sell puppies. However, you should always check with them first. When it comes to choosing a specific breed, you will have to consider things such as size and temperament. For example, you might not want to buy an overly aggressive animal. Finally, you can look online. There are many websites that offer information on the different breeds of dogs. Some of these sites even allow you to find other animals that are available for adoption. The final step is to go through all of your options carefully. Make sure that each one meets your requirements. 9. What should you know about Australian Silky Terriers? If you're interested in knowing more about the history of the Australian Silky Terrier, then you might be wondering why these dogs were created. The answer is that they have been bred for centuries. This breed was originally known as the Silky, but it wasn't until the 1930s when the first breeding program started up. Since then, there have been many improvements made to the breed. There are now 5 recognized breeds of this dog. The Australian Silky Terrier is a medium-sized dog that weighs between 18 and 22 pounds. Their coat comes in a variety of colors, including black, brown, white, red, and gold. You can read all about the Australian Silky Terrier by visiting websites online and reading articles. Don't forget to check out the links in the description